Okay, Baron Graham here, and ready to review another fantastic website. I love doing these reviews, and really, they're never completely exhaustive, but they allow me, as a web designer and marketing guy, to geek out on sites that I'm actually interested in. You know, niches and spaces, people that are doing cool things, making a difference in the world. And this is such a site that I'm going to check out now. It's travel related, and I do a lot of traveling. We've spent half the year in Bali and Thailand last year. Now in New York City, and looking forward to traveling east again. So this is a site that I really like what they do. Um, and I'm going to spend a moment just plucking out a few things that I think they could do maybe a bit better to make their site more intentional, um, and allowing them to get the results that they really want to get. And maybe if you're watching this and you have a website, you can borrow some of these techniques and apply them to your site. And by all means, feel free to leave comments for this website owner or suggestions. And I hope that it's useful. So what I'm going to do is just going to screen share to get this site up. Then we'll get right into it. Okay, so the site that you see here is 1001 Unforgettable Trips. And it's, let me just pull up that site on my end so I can see what's going on. And you can see my cursor right around there. So it's 1001unforgettabletrips.com. So the first thing that I do is just first impressions, right? I try to get inside the head of an average person that is visiting the site for whatever reason. What are some things that they, let me go to the homepage. What are some of the things that I noticed right away? So immediately I noticed the name, 1001 Unforgettable Trips. That's the actual URL, and I'm going to make some comments here, not just as someone visiting the site for the first time, but also through the eyes of someone doing a review like myself, and trying to be a bit critical as well. So one thing that I look for in a site is what is the URL like? Because the URL, the name of the site, actually allows us to get a pretty good idea of what the site's about. And so there's an opportunity there to really explain what it's about, and immediately allows me to understand what the site's about. And I think this site does a good job. Their name is not arbitrary. Not to say that you can't have an arbitrary name and not have a great business or popular site, but this it's always cool, and it does help conversions if those URLs are short and intuitive. And this one, it's not necessarily a short URL, but it's definitely an intuitive URL. I'll give it that. So in terms of length, I don't really like it, but in terms of explaining, I think it's a great, explaining what the site's about, does a good job. So 1001 Unforgettable Trips. It leads me to believe that this site is going to show me 1001 or a ton of amazing trips. And I'm guessing, before I looked at the site a little bit, obviously, but my first reaction was, oh man, this is somebody that's detailed a whole bunch of trips around the world. So if I'm a traveler and I want to organize my trips, and I'm familiar with the time that takes, I like to look through the lens of other travelers to see what did they see, why did they see those things, what was their experience, while I kind of try to plan my trip and whatnot. So that's something that I'm giving a thumbs up to there. Now, the next thing that I look at immediately when I come to the site is it clear, right, that as a website visitor, I want to know that when I come to the site that it's speaking to me. I want to know immediately that this site is important to what I'm looking for. So as a traveler who I imagine this site would appeal to, is it evident on the site immediately that this is the site that I need to be at. And the term that a lot of folks in the marketing or business world use is ICA, or ideal customer avatar. So what I'm looking here to see is, does this website, are they pretty clear on their ideal customer avatar, and are they communicating to them appropriately? So immediately I see some pictures here where I see some explorers and travelers, and I see fine travel, organized, little picture of a suitcase here. The name, I would say, and the image here seem to depict some things that lead me to believe that this is a travel site. I think, and I'm going to get into this a bit more, there could be a bit more clarity here in messaging to travelers. And I think not beyond just the images and the name of the site, I think above the fold, there's a great opportunity. Here's another great picture, and the mission and whatnot. There's an opportunity right here above the fold to communicate exactly who you're talking to and what's unique about what you do. And I think that there's some of that going on here, but it could be a little clearer. And I'll show you what I mean. Like, as you can see as you're watching, there's a slider that flashes through a few different slides. And well, I'll get into that a bit later. But I think that this site can do a better job of being clear on their in terms of